Now, I have been playing fighting games for basically the majority of my life at this point, and over the years you play different games and you find different ways to enjoy them, and one of these ways is by getting what is called a Fightstick. Now these are a little pad with buttons and a joystick on it that simulate the feeling of playing in an arcade. You get to bring the arcade experience home, and they're neat to have, and they might not be for everybody, but I enjoy them. And I just wanted to go over what I have and share the few that I've gotten over the years. Now, the first one that we have is kind of a fun one. This is the Fightstick SN, that stands for Super Nintendo, by Agetec. And first thing that you might notice about this is that this thing is tiny, like absolutely minuscule. And I've had this one for maybe like a year or two, and I haven't used it in a while, but getting it out again, that was the first thing I noticed. But I remember when I used this last, it really wasn't a problem. The buttons are nice, good stick, better than playing a high input fighting game on a Super Nintendo controller. But yeah, the button layout's a little weird, but the games that I played on this, you could remap your buttons, so that wasn't a problem. It's got your turbo that you're realistically never going to use, your slow-mo feature that all the sticks had back in the day that just mashed the pause button on and off. So if you had a game with like an actual menu, it just didn't work. But it's a cool stick, and I haven't used it in a while, but I remember being pretty happy with it, and I'll show some gameplay here in a minute. But it's a cool one to start out with. I think I got it for like $15 a year or two ago, and I'm happy to have it. It's a fun one. This is my most recent stick, but this one is awesome. This is my Dreamcast stick. I've had it for less than a year now. I got it for Christmas, and this thing is pretty awesome. Very coveted stick, so I'm very blessed to have it. But it is pretty standard stick. It's not really that unique as far as stick standards, but it is solid. These the stick, I mean, you could just listen to that. I could listen to that all day. It's got everything that you really need for a fighting game. It doesn't have the oh no, it does. It has all the buttons. The buttons feel great. I mean, Sega was making arcade machines at this point in time. Put the VMU here, so they knew what they were doing. And let's be honest, the Dreamcast controller, while the Dreamcast is one of my favorite consoles I've gotten to experience in recent years, the controller sucks. So it's super nice to get to use this for all of there's a ton of fighting games on there, and even this one, again, is just so good for arcade games on the Dreamcast, because they were porting a good bit of them over there too. For example, Mr. Driller. I love using this thing for it, but this one's great, and to have it in the box, pretty sweet. Now this next one is cool. This is the Soulcalibur 2 Fight Stick by Nuby. I don't know if you can see that. It's I'm gonna say Nuby, but it wouldn't be a proper video if I didn't get to talk about Soulcalibur in some way. But this thing is pretty cool, and you might be seeing the most interesting thing about this fight stick off the bat, and that is that it has 3 controller ports for each console of the era. It's got PS2, GameCube, and original Xbox. Now that's because they wanted to make one fighting stick that you can use on every single console, and it's kind of a genius move. I don't know why. I feel like I haven't seen many other companies do that, but that's why it's got all of the button options, pretty much anything that you can need. And it's got kind of a funky shape, but like the way that your hands rest on it, I kind of love it. And it's pretty cool, and honestly so nice I had to buy it twice. I literally have two. I got one in the box. That right now my original one is sitting in this box. It's pretty much just a display piece at this point, because I had one for so long and I kind of just wore it down over the years, and I was like, I cannot imagine PS1 and PS2 fighting games without this thing. This thing is so cool. This might be my favorite one. It feels so good. The button layout is pretty clever. Like, it's pretty much, most of the games are going to be sitting like that. I think for like Third Strike I mapped it to these two rows. But it's pretty clever how they went about doing this, and it really works. It's pretty shocking. But this is like my go-to stick, my go-to controller, really. If I'm playing pretty much any kind of simpler PS1 games that don't require like two sticks or like a ton of stuff, like a puzzle game or like any kind of arcade game, I'm using this when I can, because I love this thing. And you might have seen it in different videos too, but this thing is sweet. Last but not least, we've got the Mad Catz Soulcalibur 5 Arcade Fightstick for the Xbox 360. And it's kind of funny. This is the last one I'm opening because it's the first one I ever got. Or back then I was probably like 14 or something. I'm spending $150 on a fight stick. I always hate getting this thing out of the box. Alright, this thing is a beast, and this thing is a pretty standard fight stick by today's standards, but this one being my first one, I was pretty happy with it. This thing is awesome, and it's Mad Catz. It's a pretty well-known brand. It had a square gate in it, and I took it out for an octagonal, whatever that word is, gate, and that's super worth it. But this thing is great. They had a PS3 version too, and the button colors are just so much cooler on the PS3 version, honestly. The colored buttons are kind of whack in my opinion, but what are you gonna do? And yeah, the box is cool, but it's kind of tough to get it out of. But that box is just beautiful. I've had this for well over 10 years now, and it's just so glossy. It's beautiful. These Mad Catz sticks are pretty good. They're good entry-level sticks. They've got a little gate back here that has the USB cable tucked away in here. It's got your buttons back here. You're starting your select buttons. And it also has turbo, but I just never mess with turbo on these things. That's not what I'm getting them for. But this, this is the stick. It is so pristine. It's just super nice. Great entry level stick if you're wanting to start off. They are. I'm sure they're more expensive nowadays, but just getting a fight stick, they're never cheap. But you get what you're paying for, pretty much. They're pretty cool. And I don't even really use this one. Back then I got it for Soulcalibur, and then I realized that I don't like playing Soulcalibur on a stick for the most part. Most of the games, at least. The 360 controller is just so good. But I've used it over the years. I used it when Tekken 8 came out. I used it when Street Fighter 6 came out for a little bit there, and it's a good stick, man. I used it for, back then on Xbox Arcade, I got all the classic Namco games, and I would just use it for Pac-Man, because it was just like playing at the arcade. Or I would use it for Galaga. And yeah, it's just these things have a lot of uses, and they're super cool to have. I mean, this is a display piece if you're a fan. Like, if they come out with a stick that you're a fan of the game of, just having this sitting on a shelf is just awesome. Even if you're not going to use it, it's just so cool to have. Yeah, I mean, Soulcalibur 5. I'm super nostalgic for that game. I love that game. So that's all the fight sticks. Thank you so much for watching. It was really cool of me to get to share these with you guys. Let me know if you had a favorite one that I showed off here today. And also let me know if you guys have any fight sticks, and if you do, what kind, what console, what brand, anything. I'd love to hear it. But thanks again for watching, and take care.
Get ready for the next